There can never be a true transformation within ourselves without a death and rebirth process beforehand taking place. And where does a rebirth always happen? How is the wounded womb in all of us correlated to the chaos here on earth and vice versa? How to heal and decode our personal womb stories, as well as how is the embodiment of our authentic truth in strong connection with the Age of Aquarius and the energies that are coming with it. There is a great shift happening on planet Earth and people are feeling it. Out of my personal experience, if there is one common denominator that I can share with you of what I hear the most from my clients, but in general from women and men, whether in person or on social media, then it is that they desire to reach that stage of full authentic alignment, meaning to be fully able to trust themselves, to trust the unknown, being completely connected to their body, their inner knowing, to Mother Nature, their cycle, but also with one another. You see, we live in times where we can say they're almost the end times. The old is going, and so many people, instead of fully living, they're merely existing. And that's because we went through so many lifetimes of conditioning that we have been disconnected to our own truth, to our inner voice and our body's knowing. If you look at the world out there, then there's so much chaos and separation happening. And separation, as I always say, is important for us to actually see the part of a whole, the unity, because without separation, you will not know unity consciousness. However, we have reached a point where we are asked, all of us collectively, to remove our masks and to heal. And when I say to heal, I mean to transform. People talk about actual wars, but there are wars between men and women. There is a war on gender. There is a war on health. There is a war on almost anything out there. But we forget to see that everything that is out there in the world exists within ourselves first. When there are healed and peaceful women, healed and peaceful men, then there won't be chaos. And what do you believe happens to the womb of Earth? And the womb, especially in us females, which is the stargate, the portal of death and rebirth, when there is chaos outside. The womb of the earth is wounded, and with that, the womb in all of us. Why is the womb so powerful? First off, it is not just the portal and as such, the gatekeeper between death and rebirth, but also our womb is directly linked to our heart space, to our throat, so to our expression and to our emotions. On a larger scale, the womb also stores our sexual energy, all our trauma, ancestral trauma included, as well as it is the seat of our kundalini, of the serpent rising, of the cosmic life force energy within us. When we speak of death and transformation, what we are saying is that we are shedding our skin, that old parts of us must go, must transform into different energies as the new rebirth versions of ourselves emerge. A lot of people want to go through this process, but then they actually realize that the new version of themselves requires them also to live a new lifestyle, because suddenly the inside will be reflected by the outside, meaning you will no longer be able to do things in the same way you did. You might change your friend circles, you might change your career entirely, you might change your relationship status, the country you live in, everything. And it is this state of uncertainty, of the unknown, that majority of people are scared of. But it's exactly that place that is strongly linked to the new energy of the Age of Aquarius that we are all moving into. We are going to go into this in a moment. Until then, I would like to share with you 3 little steps on how you can decode your own womb story, because the womb stores all of the stories. It is directly connected to your energetic field and to the Akasha, which is the soul library that exists beyond time and space. So the first thing that you do is try to build a connection with your womb, whether it is by placing a hand on your womb and your heart and just feel her energy, observe whether you can connect to her consciousness and what comes up for you. And then I would recommend that you ask your womb to show you your first birth. Now, it may sound a bit like a corny, wishy-washy story that I'm sharing here with you, but trust me when I say it works. Because when we experience our first birth through our energetic field, through that which is shown to us, whether through images, sensations, emotions, or colors, then we can retell our story. We can literally be reborn again into a new level of consciousness. The second way to decode your womb is to connect to your sexual energy. And you do this in the same way that you connected to the womb in itself. Connect to the consciousness of your sexual energy, and you can feel it even by speaking to it. Again, you may see it in terms of vibration, patterns, colors. Maybe you just feel it, maybe you hear things. It will be different for everyone. And then observe whether there is any judgment, any shame, any guilt, or any ancestral wounds that you are carrying within that energetic field. And the third way of decoding your womb story is to connect, especially as a woman, with your menstrual cycles. Observe how your cycles are serving you, what they are showing you each and every month, because every cycle builds upon that one beforehand. It's so important that we build a conscious relationship with the womb, because most of us just know she's there, but never really make the time or effort to understand that she is incredibly powerful and that she is within us. When we have decoded and healed our personal womb story and experienced our own death and rebirth process, what occurs is not just a very high level of transformation and initiation into our sovereign power and authentic truth, but also that we start to fully trust ourselves. We are so connected to our being, our sensuality, our sexuality, our body, to everything that we are, that we fully not just trust ourselves, but especially the unknown. We no longer walk around in life fearful and stressful, trying to control things like crazy, but we are doing this from a state of inner peace and freedom. And when we have reached that inner stage of peace and freedom, then the unknown pretty much becomes our best friend. And here is where I would like to guide you through why the unknown is so strongly correlated to the energy of New Earth and Aquarius. On a global level, we are receiving a huge reset right now, where we can see that the Earth grids are shifting. And we can refer to it as different prophecies that so many ancient cultures and the indigenous people have made about these times we're in. But in particular, it has everything to do with the sun, the solar system, our cosmic families, and so much more, because as above, so below, as within, so without. When we talk about the new age of Aquarius, then we need to understand what the sign and its ruler actually represents. Aquarius in itself stands all about not just for humanity and coming into union on a global scale, but especially Aquarius as a sign is a lot related to the energy in the body. And if you are an Aquarius or have a lot of Aquarius placements in your chart or know people who do, then you will notice that in general they tend to have a lot of energy in their body that they need to express somehow. They're generally also very humanitarian and like to do things for a larger scale, but also very out of the box. One size fits all doesn't work for Aquarius. They like to do things in their own way. The planet that rules Aquarius is Uranus. Uranus in itself rules electricity, but also sudden, unexpected changes, as well as liberation. So when we look at the new age we are entering, then we are looking at a lot of shifts and changes that are occurring for us suddenly as well, because they happen unexpected, which means they throw us into a position that we haven't been before. And when I speak of liberation, then I speak of liberation of our soul and of our entire being, because in its essence, Uranus can be considered the liberator of our higher self. And for that, he gives us life events and experiences that are completely out of our comfort zone, because this is the only way, let's be honest, we humans grow, when we get tired of something and when we have to shift and change something. Now you can see that the Age of Aquarius is all about living in alignment with your inner truth and from your heart. No more battle on gender, no more battle between men and women, battle with the system, battle with earth, battle with yourself. It's all about reaching unity, consciousness, and absolute balance and harmony inside of you, and then with everything else in existence. It's all about having this connection again that we are all so very much seeking. And because it is the womb that stores all the personal ancestral trauma and karma, and because it's the womb that's connected to our heart, to our throat, meaning to our emotions, our truth, to our expression, now you can see the connection and how important it is to truly rebirth ourselves. Because when we have been initiated into our sovereign power, sacred sensuality, when we live in our truth and feel that we have healed to a level that we have really transformed, then only we will tell our story very differently.